Hey everybody, what's up? Dane here from Moving to Canada. I am recording this on the morning of Saturday, February 13th, to bring you the results of what I'm going to call the wildest express entry draw that has ever happened. I'm just going to jump right into it because I know you guys want the news from today's draw. Today's draw was the largest that's ever happened in express entry history by far, by like more than 5 times larger than the draw that previously held that record, and it had the lowest CRS score cutoff in history. So it's a huge draw. One thing to bear in mind, and this is good news for some of you and bad news for others, this draw was only for Canadian Experience Class candidates. Only CEC candidates were considered in today's draw. That means people who have Canadian work experience and meet the other minimum requirements for CEC. But it means those of you who are federal skilled worker candidates, federal skilled trades candidates, you were not considered in today's draw, unfortunately. So let's jump into these huge numbers from today. There were more than 27,000 invitations issued in today's draw. That is right, more than 27,000. The exact number is 27,332 ITAs issued in today's draw, once again, only for CEC candidates. But because that number is so high, the CRS score cutoff, as I said, is the lowest it's ever been. It was down at 75 points. Only 75 points. And one thing that we're suspecting might have happened here is that IRCC, that's the immigration body in Canada, they may have just cleared out Canadian Experience Class candidates from the pool. They might have invited all the CEC candidates from the Express Entry pool, and it just so happens that the lowest CEC candidate score was 75 points. So that's where we saw the cutoff. Can't say that for sure, but it looks like they may have done that. So, a couple of questions I'm going to answer that we've had coming through here. One is people have been asking, why is this happening? And two, people have been asking, when will the next draw happen, / when will the next FSW draw happen? So, I'm going to get to that later, but I'm going to start with why is this happening? We don't know for sure. I've spoken with Moving to Canada's editor. We've done a bit of a hypothesizing here, and one of our guesses, and please bear in mind this is just a guess, is that Canada has been struggling to meet its immigration targets that it laid out for 2021. Canada laid out the most ambitious targets on record. They want to welcome more than 400,000 new permanent residents this year. Of those, they want, I think, about 108,000 to come directly through express entry. So those are huge targets, but the country has been limited because they can't admit new permanent residents through express entry who were applying from outside Canada because the current COVID-19 travel restrictions prevent them from traveling to Canada to activate their status. So we're thinking that maybe Canada has invited all of these CEC candidates so they have this sort of pipeline of PR applicants that they can work on throughout the year, and it will help them work towards that ambitious immigration target of 400,000 new permanent residents this year, 108,000 through express entry. That's our best hypothesis. We can't say for certain that's true, but if more information comes out, and maybe once we see what express entry looks like over the next month or two, then we'll be able to give you guys more information about that. And that brings us to the second question we've been getting, which is when will the next draw happen and when will the next FSW draw happen? And honestly, I don't have the answer to those questions for you because IRCC did such a huge draw today, 27,000. That's more than 5 times the number of ITAs issued in the draw that previously held the record. It wouldn't be surprising if they take a break before they conduct the next express entry draw, right? Like they might take a week off, they might take a couple weeks off. We really don't know. So we're gonna keep monitoring that, and of course, once we do have an update from IRCC, once we have more draw results flowing in, we'll post them. But we don't know for certain if there will be a pause, for how long that pause would take place. As well, we don't know when they return, if they'll be doing FSW draws again, or if they'll keep these sort of program-specific draws for CEC and PMP candidates going. What we do know is that Canada has been intensifying its COVID-19 travel restrictions. They haven't been loosening them, they've been ramping them up. Just over the course of the last week, we've had new testing requirements at the land border with the US come in. We've had an announcement of a start date for a new mandatory hotel quarantine for people arriving by air. So they're really ramping up the travel restrictions, not loosening them. And throughout the pandemic, we've seen when Canada has more intense travel restrictions in place, when COVID is less under control in Canada, typically that's when we've seen the draws be restricted to CEC and PNP candidates. Of course, we can't say for certain that those two things are necessarily linked or that they'll continue to be linked. That's just what we have seen in the past, so it wouldn't be overly surprising if that trend continued. Um, so those are our answers to the most common questions we've been getting, and by answers I kind of mean non-answers because unfortunately we're just working off the information that's available, and that information at this time is limited, and we're basically just speculating based on the recent patterns we've been seeing and the data that's available. If you guys want more information, I would suggest checking out our website. We will always be posting updates there, so you can check out our latest express entry reporting. You can also check out our COVID-19 news feed, where we always post the latest travel restrictions, as well as the requirements for entering Canada, special immigration measures. Everything is logged there in the COVID-19 news feed, and you can find links to both of those right down there in the description of this video. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you do have questions about express entry, about the COVID travel restrictions, about Canadian immigration, drop them right down there in the comments section, and we'll try to come back and answer a few of your questions later on. If you're a CEC candidate, congratulations, because you probably received an invitation to apply today, so huge news for you. Best of luck preparing your PR application. Remember, those applications are complex. Get started on it early because it takes a while to prepare those applications. And for FSW candidates, FST candidates, sorry today wasn't great news for you, but we will keep monitoring the progress of those programs, and we will update you if and when the next draw takes place and we've got more information. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you next time.